Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chillin' Podcast, finally!
Yippee!
And the season finale, no less. As always, I'm joined with the boys. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Tom.
I'm Harley, as always.
Dude, we fucking did it right, let's go.
Fucking go.
Look, guys, we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah.
I think, bro, for context, we're recording this in the morning. And it's my birthday today.
Yay!
Birthday to
Everyone
be.
say happy birthday, Tyler.
Thank you, guys. Well, yeah, look, guys, we've got a lot to talk about.
Indeed.
I think we just jump right into it. Like,
Alright.
Let's kick things off. Harley, how have you been doing, man?
Been alright. Christmas came and went, really, didn't it? Yeah.
It's a good January.
And most of February.
Most of February, so yeah, yeah. Not really much to update. I think the only thing that I wanted to talk about or bring up is that because we played the game we played this month, well, in December, I went on a little bit of a superhero like nostalgia trip, I guess, and I started watching the old Christopher Reeves Superman movies with my partner. Yeah. And I just wanted to flag up that was an experience and a half. Okay, now the first film is like iconic, right? But right. I never really realized how stupid Superman is in those films.
Right.
Let me give you context. So, I don't know too much about lore of Superman, but maybe this does actually happen in the comics. But basically, and I understand why it is, but it is just funny in general. But Superman, right? He's a beginner. He's doing his Superman thing, and then Lois Lane, goes, hey, let's do an interview or something, and then Superman goes to do an interview because people want to know about who Superman is and stuff. And then basically Superman just unveils all his secrets in that one interview and saying what his weakness is and stuff. And then the way Lex Luthor finds out about how his weakness is kryptonite, he reads the fucking newspaper. It's like, aha!
Okay.
Fuck me.
It is.
Yeah, so not the smartest move.
It was very dumb. And
that's funny.
Yeah, that was the weird thing that just made me laugh out loud so hard. But I understand the reason why, seeing how Superman's like naive to this stuff and like you know, it's general lesson of. Don't share everything on the internet on the public.
Yeah,
I wonder if the thought is like, oh, no one will be able to get kryptonite. So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'm weak to kryptonite. Yeah. Come get me.
It's like a huge thing of how you try to write a character that's like so powerful and strong, as you make him stupid.
Yeah,
that's mostly the play you go for.
Yeah,
but that just makes me think. Imagine like a celebrity was like. In an interview, it was like, so here's my address, my blood type, every single one of my family members they can harass. It was like, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do.
Yeah, I can't remember if he mentioned the location of what's his lair called?
It's the Fortress of Solitude.
That's it. Yeah. I can't remember if he mentioned.
I'm not the biggest
as well.
Superman guy, so that might be wrong.
Yeah, I think it sounds right.
Yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
But yeah. So the first one's okay. I thought it would, because it's the first one, it would be like the more best one. But it is iconic in soundtrack, right? But and basically the plot is that Lex Luthor wants to do evil things, and then Superman stops him. And then there's the iconic moment where, spoilers, Lois Lane dies, right? And then Superman like screams in the air. It's the iconic scene where he flies up and he spins around the Earth like a million times to reverse time.
Oh, so shit.
Yeah, it's that scene. It's very iconic.
That's in the Christopher Reeves scene?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
It probably is in the comics, but it is the iconic scene, yeah. She just like dies, and he just goes, ah! And then he just reverses it and goes back.
I forget, that he can like reverse time or some shit.
That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. And then the second one is the best one, in my opinion. It's the one with General Zod in. It explores the love between Lois Lane and Superman, and how Lois Lane figures out Superman is a Clark Kent kind of thing. And how, for some reason, the plot is that Superman can't love. He has to choose the Earth or love, and if he chooses love, he has to give up his powers. I don't know how that works.
That's a whole
so
thing.
he chose about he chose losing his powers at the like inconvenient time when General Zod appears. So then he loses his powers and comes to grips with that as well, which is more interesting. And it just the plots and the fights were just better.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third and fourth are fucking don't even want to talk about them. I don't even want to.
I've got to watch them.
The third one had potential.
Yeah.
For something decent. It just they had like a comedic actor guest that I think they highlighted too much on, and I didn't really think was so funny. But the character was good. It was a bit weird, and the villain was just. I think it was meant to be Lex Luthor, but for some reason the actor didn't want to do it. And also a big thing about Lex Luthor in these films is that the actor refused to wear a ball cap, so he always had hair. And then random things who put the ball cap on to explain that, yep, it's Lex Luthor kind of thing. But yeah, it's a bit weird. But yeah, it's good. The third one was okay. I could get behind it. It was just executed poorly.
Right.
And then the fourth one we don't want to fucking talk about, and we're going to move on.
Can't wait for the Harley Superman deep dive.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that'll be crazy. Yeah.
Maybe, because it made me think about, like, I mean, I'm a Batman fan through and through, but it made me open up the doors to new superheroes and stuff. Like, I know Superman, and Superman never really attracted my attention, but then I thought, maybe I should give Superman stories and things a go, just to understand and stuff like that.
I think that's definitely going to be the resurgence, especially with the DCU
exactly.
movie.
And
like,
that's my thoughts.
To Superman again.
That's my thoughts too, as well, because of the new movie coming out, which I'm hyped for, and it looks great. And fingers crossed, it goes well. Oh my god.
It's interesting that on that trailer, just seeing Superman actually save a life. That's pretty good. Like people have been saying. Like in so many superhero movies, we haven't been seeing superheroes save people.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting to see it.
And there's just a bit of color and life in the trailer and the look of it, and it feels like Superman. But yeah, I think that's a whole other deep dive talking about the universes and the new ones when they come out and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then. On the Batman trail, I've been watching the Batman 1966 series, which has been a fucking blast. It is wild. It's so fucking funny. It's intentionally doesn't take itself seriously, but it's crazy. Like, I could give you an example. There's villains that they make up and villains they bring from the comics. I don't know which. I think this one is an actual Batman villain, but there's a Batman villain called the Bookworm, right? And his like ability is he could just like absorb a book and know it's all this information, right? And he wears glasses. Right. Okay, you know where this is going. He wears glasses, and all his like minions wear glasses. And when they're about to fight Batman and Robin, they go to fight, and then Batman goes, "Wait, glasses!" and then they go, "Oh yes," and they take their glasses off. And then Batman goes to Robin, "Remember, never hit a guy with glasses." And then they continue to fight once they do that.
Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that. I thought where you were going was that the guy was going to read a Batman comic.
No.
Break the fourth wall.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Fourth wall breaking, reads a comic, knows everything about the character.
Yeah, and then like the final fight with that villain, the bookworm goes, "Glasses, man!" and they all take it off like a procedure, and then they fight.
That's funny.
There's a whole like an old kind of sentimental, because it's for kids, right? So it's trying to educate them in like right and wrong in some ways.
Yeah.
There's one where it's like set in a school, and the Joker's like doing shit for people to intentionally drop out of school, and it highlights heavily if you drop out of school you will become a dirty criminal.
Right.
So true.
That's what it is. It's like so insinuating. It is crazy. It is funny, and just the way Batman tries to hide his identity from like other characters. Because there's just moments where Bruce Wayne is talking to someone, then he runs into the other room and picks up the bat phone and just does the same voice.
Yeah.
It's just like, "Oh, Batman, there you are." But yeah, there's loads of things to talk about with that show. But it's been a highlight of my evenings before bed of just watching it, and just the tomfoolery of what happens in that show. It's great.
Yeah.
Guys, as a dropout, look out.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
coming to
gonna
get you.
join Joker's gang. Just
Yeah.
careful.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah.
Nah, watch out.
Yep.
I'm coming. No, but that's sick, man. Going back to the classics to appreciate the new things.
Exactly.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. Anything from you, man?
No, I think I'm just going through a superhero phase at the moment again for some reason, because I guess I've highlighted that I'm a bit tired of the. I don't know what the thing. Like, the superhero stuff now is like making it realistic and making it a bit deep. Like
A multiversy.
yeah, that too. I'm just going
The
back
M
to
word.
the bog standard, just save the day stuff. I think.
Yeah, like kind of like Silver Age.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
'Cause
the age where it's like being a hero is like it comes with its challenges, but it's also rewarding, and there's like, you know, some fun there. But yeah, I can understand the want from a lot of media at the minute to just be very like depressing or too grounded, or, you know,
Yeah, to make it real.
seeing superheroes in a different light.
Right, yeah. I'm a bit
Yeah.
tired of that now. I want to go back to the more comic booky stuff, if that makes sense.
It's become a little bit of a trend where it's like it's kind of watering down into being the same thing. Like, I've noticed a lot of shows kind of falling down that path. Like, but yeah, no, I can understand the want to just be like, I just want something a bit more simpler.
Yeah. It just makes me want to look at older comics, like, you know,
Yeah,
and stuff, and try and, you know, collect and read some classic storylines and stuff, and just educate myself on that. But yeah. But
I feel like
that's it for me.
I feel like James Gunn is probably also the. I might be wrong, but I feel like James Gunn is like feels probably similar to that, and I think that shows with the Superman movie where he just wants like, hey, people just need a fucking hopeful film. They just need like a Superman that is not realistic to the real world of like he would actually be like Homelander, you know, or he would be like Omni-Man, like killing everyone, feeling superior. He just wants to be a good guy, and we need that.
Yeah, but let's see until we fucking see these movies before.
Yeah,
because
fully
I've
judging,
learned my lesson about just coming in and being like, they'll fix it. No.
Yeah.
And it's a possibility that one of my favourite shows is possibly being axed for some time, but who knows?
Hey.
Anyway, shall we move on?
It's okay, man. Tyler, we're talking about superheroes. How you doing, man?
we're doing you first, brother.
You're doing me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
But actually,
fair.
you got some explaining to do, bucko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So, hello everyone. You haven't heard me for a while. Hi. If you guys have watched the update video, you have a little bit of context of what happened. I think. Should I keep it short, or do I tell the whole tale?
The whole tale, I think.
The whole tale.
Yeah,
We need
Okay.
the whole sandwich.
You're comfortable
Do
with
the tale.
sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had a laptop. So that's the beginning of the story. The end of the story is I got a new computer, so everything's okay now. But now the in between. With my previous laptop, there was one day that me and the boys we were just chatting. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've had this laptop for 4 years and I never cleaned it." I know. Big shame. I never cleaned my laptop. Big boo. So I contacted this company to like clean it up, get it all sorted. And the day before, I sent it off to get cleaned. I also cracked the screen somehow just by doing a very simple motion, and the crystals or whatever, they just got fucked. So I also asked the guy if he could fix it. He said, "Yes, sir." And I was like, "Fuck yes." So I sent it off to get cleaned and get the screen repaired. And a week or so after, he sent it back. I was like, yippee, got my laptop back. Let's fucking go. Let's game. Let me turn on the laptop. What? Wait, what? My laptop's not turning on. Okay, weird. Plug it in. Maybe it's out of battery. The guy was probably testing things out. Let's try it. It's not receiving power. I was like, okay, that's not good. So I called the guy, no answer. I messaged the guy, no answer. And for context, this was around Christmas time. So I guess that was his excuse. This was like maybe 22nd, 23rd of December, which are still working days, you know? It's not like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll try and contact him, message him, whatever. Nothing from him. I was like, okay, I feel like I just got scammed. Fine, man. Then I waited until the new year came along, and I messaged him, or called him rather, I even emailed the company that this guy worked for. Didn't receive an email back. Past the new year, like I was trying to see if I can find a different company to see if they could fix my laptop. And one day I just called him and I was like, hey, and he answered. Like I was like, oh my god, he answered, whatever. And he said, oh, who's this? I was like, hey, it's Tom. You try, or like I sent the laptop to get fixed and cleaned and stuff, and now I cannot turn it on. It's like, oh yeah, I don't know what that's about. It was working before I gave it to you, but all this shit, right? And I was like, oh yeah, but it's not working now. Is there a way that you can fix it? And he was like, oh yeah, I'll send you some stuff. You probably just need to press these buttons or whatever on your laptop and it'll be fixed right up. I was like, okay. But I was at work as well, so I couldn't stay on the phone for very long. And then he, like 10 minutes after, I get a message saying, oh, you emailed my company and now I'm being told not to contact clients and my contract is being terminated. Why would you do that? And for context, my email was just like, hey, my laptop is not turning on. I gave it to one of your operators, and now it's not turning on. Could I have some help? That's all it was. I didn't say that he broke it. I didn't say any of those things. But that's when, I mean, I realized I got scammed before. That's truly when I understood that this guy was the whole company. It's not like he's not an employee. He's the whole fucking thing. He built the website, he built all these things. And yeah, whatever. Then I sent it to a shop here near my house. And they said, oh yeah, it's a problem with the power. And I'm like, okay, it's a problem with the power. Okay. Then you guys can fix it, right? As they said, yes, we'll call you this day. I was like, okay. The day comes, I don't receive a call. The next day, I'm like, hey, did you guys fix it? It's like, oh no, we need to order a thing and whatever and stuff. We'll call you this other day. I'm like, okay. That other day comes, no call. The next day, I'm like, yo, what's up? And it's like, oh, it's very difficult to get. We'll call you another day. I'm like, no. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You don't shame me 3 times, fuck you. Then I speak to my brother about this because he understands quite well computers and stuff. And he knows of this other company that he got his laptop fucking fixed. And I sent it off to them. And they're like, okay, we'll have a look and let you know. And within like 2 hours, they called me back, which I really appreciate. And they said, hey, I'm sorry, man. Your motherboard's fucked. There's nothing we can do about this laptop. The best you could do is like contact the Lenovo or whatever and get it fixed, which would have cost quite a lot of money. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks. Can you just save the data that's inside the laptop? I was like, yeah, we can do that. Sweet. So yeah, it took 3 different companies to get my laptop fixed. I mean, my laptop it didn't even get fixed. So I had to buy a new computer, and I had to go through 2 separate companies to buy my computer because one of them I wasn't eligible for whatever thing, and then thank God and big shout out to CyberPower PC UK or whatever. Sick service. They were quick. They sent the PC sooner than I was expecting. It's working like a fucking jam. But yeah, so for
like a fucking jam. Hold on.
Yeah, man. What? Like a fucking jam? What? Wait, what?
What is that?
It's just like saying. It's like a jam. It's like nice, smooth.
That's a saying.
Precious. Yeah, preciously. Yeah.
It works like jam, like
like a gem, like a GEM. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a saying.
Yeah, that's a saying.
Really?
You're tripping. Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
news to
It is a
me.
thing. Yeah, it's a saying. But yeah, it's working very nicely. If that makes it more clear. Yeah, I just spent basically Christmas, my New Year's, and most of January without a computer. And I wouldn't have survived if I didn't have a PlayStation 5. I would have been very bored. Probably just on my phone every time I was home. But yeah, that's the reason why this podcast has been a long time coming. It's been this whole shebang per se.
Yeah.
And the boys have been right here next to me, consoling me and being like, "It's gonna be okay, man." But it's now all good, and I have a bunch of new toys, a new keyboard, a new mouse, a new webcam, and all these new toys that I'm very happy to now be able to play with. And I can play games with a lot more quality. Like Fortnite with all things up. Looks fucking crazy. But yeah, I'm a happy boy. And more things probably happened this month. The whole computer overshadowed everything. So, or like these past 2-3 months. But yeah, the computer overshadowed everything. So yeah, that was me, man. And now things are gonna start up again.
Yeah, it's been a crazy, hectic few months, to say for sure. We've been doing a lot, but yeah, I'm glad it's sorted out.
Yeah, man, it's painful.
Here's to making new content.
Back on track, baby.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
But enough about me, Tyler. What the fuck is up with you, man?
The past few months have been pretty great, honestly. There's been a few things that have sucked, but things that have been great are awesome. And those things was So this is kind of a funny story, because when we announced in the last podcast, what game we would be playing, we alluded to the fact that I may be making something before, after that comes out or something. And that was the Batman game. And at the time, I was prepping on making a deep dive into talking about the Batman, the Matt Reeves version of the Batman. And that originally was scheduled to release probably after the podcast came out, because there was quite a lot of work that needed to be done. Like, I hadn't started making it properly yet, I think, at that point. But then, I got into it, I started making it, and it's out. It's been out for a bit now, which is funny. So, like, now it's the other way around, where, like, I guess this podcast is now, like, connected to that video. But yeah, it released, and I've got to say, like, I'm so proud of the video. Like, first of all, just, like, editing wise, it's one of my best, like, edited works. I worked really hard on it. I was quite sick during making it, and so it was a struggle, but I genuinely am really proud of, like, the stuff I managed to do on the video. And I will say, like, I know not many might see this right now, but I just wanted to say, like, a huge thank you, like a huge thank you to all the love and support the viewers have shown the video. Like, it genuinely meant the world to me that people were willing to take the time out of their day and, like, share their own personal thoughts on the topic, like, and, like, comment it and, like, have actual discussions in their comments. Like, that was really cool to see. And it's been one of our, like, best, performing videos, and I'm really proud of it. And I'm really glad that people, like, found something to connect to in that video. Like, it was really cool. Like, I had a lot of fun going in the comments, and, responding to people and just reading what they had to say, because there were quite a lot of people that, like, were interested in sharing their thoughts, and I thought that was really cool. That it was, like, also not a kind of toxic environment, so to speak. Like, I can see comments getting pretty toxic in a lot of videos that I've just watched, and, like, how they can quickly become that. but I feel like this video has been relatively tame in regards to the response, and like the way discussions have been handled have been pretty like professional, like so far. Like there have been a few odd comments, but like they're genuinely like so many people just literally just expressing their love for the thing that they watch or the thing that they consume, the media they consume. And yeah, man, it meant a lot. It was really cool to see that community like gather there. And yeah, man, I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
But just thanks.
Yeah, man.
And more deep dives will be coming soon.
Freaking sweet. Yeah, it was a crazy response to like a video like this. Like when the video came out, we were like at 40 something subscribers, and now we're at 74 right now.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
Yeah, so appreciate everyone that started following us also, and to have like a video that's on like 3+K, like on a channel that doesn't even have 100 subs. It's like crazy to see that that's a thing and a possibility.
Yeah.
None of us have. I don't think any of us have experienced that. Any of us like a 3,000 plus.
I've never
views.
seen that before. I was
crazy.
So, it was crazy.
It means that Tyler's doing something right, and we're gonna be doing some more of that. Yeah. Go on, do some more, monkey. Go make another word.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yes, go dance.
What movie do you like? Tell me.
Tell me more about that movie and the game and series you like. Yes. Yeah, you're enjoying that game. Have something to say about for 10 minutes. Good. Go. Is it time to talk about the game?
No, Game Awards, motherfucker.
Oh, Game Awards!
Game Awards. I forgot.
Fuck, I forgot about that. We have like a list of things. So Game Awards.
It's been so long, I can't remember who guessed who for the Game of the Year.
I guessed Metaphor, Rui Fantagio.
I think I said Wukong. I think I batted for Wukong.
I don't remember what I said.
Which I have played in the time it's taken since.
You don't remember who you said?
No.
Motherfucker, you guessed the winner.
I think you guessed the winner,
Did
my
I?
friend.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy. Well, we'll fact check that. But, yeah, so the Game of the Year was Astrobot. Yippee!
Yeah, and you guessed it. You were like, oh, it'll be fun if it won. Or something like that. And like Tyler and I, we were watching it, and it was like, this motherfucker got it.
Yeah, like me and you, for context, stayed up until like 3 or 4 a.m. watching this fucking Game Awards.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hoping something particular would get announced. But
no, it's not happening.
Yeah, in typical fandom, you know, sitting waiting, hoping for your game to get the spotlight, but no, it was not there.
It was not there, but it's fine. Some other stuff got announced, which is cool.
Yeah, there's lots of cool looking games coming. Excited for. Yeah, I'm just happy Astrobot won in general because it's very different from the standard games we get now. Am I right in saying
Especially
that?
from PlayStation.
Yeah,
like, which is
PlayStation
crazy.
kind of abandoned a lot of their platforming.
Yeah.
Stuff, which was what they were like kind of known for.
But they brought it back, and guess what? There's gonna be probably more games like it, coming up soon.
I can't wait for this brand to get milked until it dies.
Astrobot 34.
Yeah, we're gonna get 34 Astrobot games now. But no, I definitely would say like on the matter, like I'm happy it won, mainly because of the studio and like the people behind it. Like they said like at their acceptance speech, like they said something like crazy, which I've never seen before, but like openly talking about how they were inspired by Nintendo and like said like none of this would have happened if that, like, you know, kind of the Super Mario Brothers game like never came out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like paying like, you know, homage to their platforming genre and stuff, and it was really nice to see like that from PlayStation, because like, you know, PlayStation's such a big company. sometimes you can picture it as being quite soulless, but then like when you see the actual devs behind the game and see them talk so passionately, it kind of reignites a little spark of hope in the gaming industry that there are devs out there that still have soul. And it was really sweet to see. And I think this is also worth bringing up. The previous winners, Baldur's Gate, like the game director showed up for that as well and did a whole speech, like a great speech. It was really good. And it was like, it was a good time. Like, I think a lot of the devs were, I don't know what it is about, like, this year particularly, but it just kind of felt like a renaissance year for, like, game dev stuff.
Yeah.
Just, like, there were a lot of game devs that were just, like, hopeful and happy to be around and happy to be here. And I think because of, like, the whole thing of, like, layoffs and industry-wide, you know, like, shutdowns of studios and things, I think a lot of people are just grateful now to be able to be around still. And so there was a lot of celebration of that and a lot of, like, you know, celebration of the industry. And, like, obviously, I think it was the anniversary of the Game Awards on that particular one. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was
10 years?
I think it was the 10th,
yeah. So it was just, like, particularly, like, kind of, you know, grateful, and there was a lot of devs that are very happy to be there, and it was nice to see.
I played a little bit of it. I haven't managed to find time to complete it yet, but it's good. It is a breath of fresh air in some regards of games, as I said, that's come out, like all these action games and stuff. It's just a fun little light-hearted platformer, you know.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, like me and my partner, like, enjoy it. My partner especially loves this game just because of the vibes of it as well. You know, it's not as stressful. It's just a good time in general. So yeah, I'm glad it got the highlight that it deserved.
Yeah, and I hope that it's a good shake-up for the industry to, you know, hopefully be like, oh, you know, people, there is still an audience for platformer games and like, you know, more light-hearted games in the platforming genre that can be AAA. Because I mean, I think I've played 3 of the games that were on the list.
Yeah, I think so.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
I'm yet to play Astrobot, but I'm curious what my thoughts would be if I played it, and because all the games I played, like, they're really good. So, like, the list was stacked this year. And I will say, like, I was hoping that some studios came out with a little bit more in regards to awards, because I think they deserve them, but, you know, that's a whole... That's just the Game Awards in general. That's just a lot of discourse of people being like, oh, this deserved this deserved this. But, yeah, I'm glad at least the games that I did play at least got one award.
Yeah.
Like,
You actually nice also... Like, didn't you play 4? I think it was Final Fantasy VII, Black Myth, Wukong,
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring and...
Oh, yeah, Elden Ring.
Metaphor.
I forgot about
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I forgot Elden Ring was a whole new game.
Yeah,
no, that was crazy.
Yeah. And talking about Elden Ring, they announced Elden Ring 2, basically. Multiplayer. I'm excited.
Really it's not really a sequel.
It's not a sequel, but it's like, you know...
It's like a spin-off.
Yeah, it's just, you know...
But it's a really cool... I think what's important about it is that it's a really fun change to format from Software, because it's not just them making the same game, but just, like, different setting. Because that's usually what they end up doing in, like, making their games. It's like, they can be very, very similar with how they work. But, like, obviously they took the feedback from people that were like, oh, because although a lot of people loved Elden Ring, there was a lot of backlash because people were just like, well, it's just like kind of Dark Souls, but, like, less. And, like, open world. A lot of people said that. Like, there was a lot of discourse for some reason. Like, I think the game is fine. But yeah, there was, I mean, I guess gamers will always find a reason to be angry. But, like, there was a lot of feedback and people that, you know, wanted more from Software to, like, because, like, they've made games like Bloodborne and Sekiro that kind of do more of a spin on, like, the combat and, like, change the mechanics up. But I think people wanted a bit more of that, and so this game isn't being directed by Miyazaki, I don't think. It's someone else. It's, like, something that Miyazaki wanted because they want like they want to branch out and to be able to do more like interesting games and have more interesting mechanics. And like I think like the network tests were on recently, and I've been watching a little bit of it. I don't want to watch too much because I still want to play it blind, but like it looks really good. Like it does look fun.
Do we know if it's multiplayer with just like duo, or is it like
I think it's I don't know
people?
the max number of players, but it's more than 2.
Because that'll be a crazy game to play, the 3 of us.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll play it at some point.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, no, it's really cool. I'm excited to play it because it's like also taking a lot of like roguelike elements, and so I'm really curious to see how they would play. And like it is genuinely a thing where like they just want to experiment, and you know, if we get this type of game and they see it does well, like they'll be open to experiment a little bit more, which is nice. But yeah, I'm really excited. Anything From Software makes, I'm excited though, to be honest, because you just kind of know they're good devs. And like the other thing as well that I remember being a standout is the creator of like The Last Guardian and like Shadow of the Colossus and shit making a new game.
Yeah.
Which is also crazy because it's been a long time since they've made something.
Guys, do you hear that noise? I think there's a phone ringing. Hold on. Wait.
Oh no.
Hello? Oh, Commissioner? What's the problem? It's time to review the game? Oh, of course, we'll be right on it. Guys! To the chillin' cave!
I can't.
We were not prepped for this. He was just like, "Oh, I got an idea."
Yep.
And I knew this was gonna happen.
We got ambushed.
So, the game, obviously, we're talking about, well, one of them, is Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh, that's the one.
Yes, that one.
Yep.
So, I guess the original reason why I chose this game is because it's set at Christmas. But now it seems a bit counterintuitive now.
Guys, Christmas episode. Guys, happy Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
I mean, I think we definitely got to say for context, look, viewers, we played this game quite a while ago now.
Yes.
Full transparency.
So, for transparency, we have played it quite a while ago. I still have my notes, and I'm still
Same.
relatively fresh on like what I
Same.
need to talk about and stuff. But it has been a while, so if we might fuck up some shit, like, you know, if we get something wrong, or you know, if the opinions are particularly bad in this episode in particular, I think that's probably a huge reason.
Hey, no worry about it, man. It's the last of season 1.
Yes.
Bear with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to give us a little bit of grace for this one. It's been a little while. Obviously, as you know, a lot happened, but we did play Arkham Origins.
We did. If I knew in hindsight, maybe I would have chosen a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What the fuck?
I mean, different game, Batman related. I think, like
Yeah,
the other ones. But there's a reason I also chose this one as well.
Yeah.
Right, shall I bring you guys back to 2013 when this game came out? Do you want to see?
I thought you were going to say back to 2024 when we played the game.
No, 2013 to
Yes,
see
please.
what kind of other games were coming out. So,
Oh, I think I know one, and it's fucking crazy, but keep going.
So BioShock Infinite, got The Last of Us,
Alright.
Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, Beyond Two Souls, GTA 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, which is crazy.
Saints Row 4, the new Tomb Raider game, Devil May Cry.
Which one?
I don't know.
5?
I think it's a remake or a master. I'm not really sure. Metal Gear
5
Solid.
come out later, I think.
Metal Gear Rising.
Oh, Metal Gear Rising.
The Stanley Parable. Outlast. Dota
Wait,
2.
Stanley Parable came out?
Yeah.
Wait, I feel like that was
That's
earlier.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 remix.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Some Pokemon games. Deadpool game.
Deadpool game?
Yeah.
That Deadpool game?
Yeah, that Deadpool game.
Whoa,
And the
2013.
Crazy.
Wolf Among Us. And there's lots of other games mentioned, but That's kind of what we're looking at.
2013 was a stacked year.
Yeah.
So,
and Batman Origins.
yeah. So this game, to give context, if you don't mind me going for it.
Please.
Yeah, go.
Is basically, to sum up, the fill-in game after Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. And it's set between City. No, the game came out between City and Arkham Knight because Rocksteady. It's Rocksteady, right? I need to not say Rockstar. Yeah, Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Were working on Arkham Knight, so they gave this project to WB Montreal. And they weren't given a huge time span to work on this game, which explains some of the things we're probably going to talk about, aesthetic wise and stuff. So yeah, they had a small time crunch to make this game, and it was kind of like the filler to for the Batman fans, especially me at the time, who loved the first two games. And the setting is set like Batman's like 1 year into his career. There's a lot of fucking storylines at the moment where it's just Batman 1 year in his career.
Yeah.
Basically, Black Mask, who is a crime boss, a Batman villain, has put a bounty on Batman's head, and a lot of assassins are going after Batman. And basically, the premise is to go after the assassins and stop Black Mask. Right? That's the basic premise. So yeah, who does anyone want to go first on like
I'll
their
go
experience?
first.
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't think I have much to say.
Okay.
You know what?
This
That's fair.
This is your first Batman game. Okay.
Yeah. For context, my first, a baby's first Batman experience. Or Batman game. I remember watching my brother play a few at one point, but like this was my first proper one. And for context, I played this game I finished this game in like maybe 2 or 3 days in the beginning of December. Okay? Bear with me. So, this game, I've played games like Spider-Man, who have borrowed a lot of mechanics from these Batman games, which is very blatant. It's like I don't even know if they even tried to hide it.
No,
like,
I don't think
fighting
so.
wise. Yeah, no. They're like, oh, that works. Yoink.
I think it's very like I don't think anyone's used this phrase yet. Maybe I'm wrong, but it is like an Arkham-like. I think that's kind of like how it ended up happening, where they like they're heavily inspired by that style of game, but changing up.
Yeah, because the fighting style is really cool.
Style.
Like the whole parry and or like dodge mechanic and like the counter attacks and all that stuff. Very, very satisfying. I like the premise of the game of like, everything happens in one day. I think it was, knowing now the restrictions that they had, it was very smart of them to not do like this happens over months or weeks, whatever. It happens in one day, Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Like, while Santa's giving gifts to the nice kids and cold to the bad ones, Batman is fighting people up and like beating the shit out of people. Like, this is from someone who Batman is not the thing that's always on their mind. Like, Batman's not my guy that much. Like, I'm more of a Marvel guy, but like I also have a lot of respect for the character and what it symbolizes, what it means to people. But I just feel like every fucking piece of media I consume about Batman, it always just has to go always to Joker. They cannot fucking go anywhere else. It's Joker. At the end of the day, it's also about Joker and what the Joker is doing. And like I thought, because this was the Origins, I thought Joker wasn't going to be a thing. I was like, sweet, this is going to be before Joker, the pre-Joker. But now it was the introduction of Joker. Okay, great.
So I guess spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Yeah, but it's again. This game came out fucking 12 years ago. Keep up.
Unfortunately, the whole branding of this game relied on the Joker.
Yeah,
Like, that was a huge push. The posters, I remember.
Yeah, so that was just a bit disappointing, but yeah, the game itself is fine. It's a short game, cute premise, and cool fights, but repetitive at times because that's kind of the nature of the fights. It's just kind of do the same. Sometimes there's things I introduced and gadgets that help you find different ways of fighting people, which is cool. And very much needed to stop that repetitiveness. But overall, I had a good time with the game because it also didn't take too much of my time. Yeah. You know, it was a couple of days, 3 days, and it was finished. And I didn't play any more Batman games after that because, didn't have the time. But
the means,
as well.
Yeah, the means. Yeah, I didn't have the means. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm so glad I got to fix my laptop after I played the game because I wouldn't have played the game. But yeah, I'm probably gonna throw some opinions whilst you guys say things and remind me of things. But that's my base thing. So I'll throw it back to you guys.
I mean, I'll probably go next.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think very similar to Tom in regards to some of his thoughts. Like, this isn't, for context, this isn't my first Arkham game. Like, I haven't played it for the first time. I played it a long time ago when I was a young boy. I'm trying to, like, wrap my thoughts around it because I will say the game I played today felt very different to the game I played in the past, and there's a huge reason for that. But that'll come later. But I like it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I think it was good what they did. I think as always the combat was fun, the stealth was fun, the detective stuff was really fun. Like the story was good. Like I wasn't like I was a little bit more engaged in this story. I think I really liked the way they handled certain things. I think, like, there was a lot of set pieces and boss fights that were really good that, like, I think are probably a big highlight for this game is the stuff they do with the boss fights and stuff. They were quite enjoyable. I really liked performance because this game doesn't have the traditional voice actors for the characters. They went in a different direction for this game. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know the actual reasons.
I think it's because they wanted a younger sounding because it's set in the past.
It could be, but I'm not too sure. But I'm not going to bank on any reason. But I know obviously they went with different people, and honestly, they did a great job. Like, I think it's Roger Craig Smith, I think, does the voice for Batman in this game. I might be wrong. And then Troy Baker as the Joker.
Yeah.
And speaking of Joker, like, again, yeah, I don't know if he needed to be here, or I don't know. I think the game should have been branded in a lot of a different way, or I don't know. I'm just not. Something didn't click with me here, where I think like it was cool to, I guess, see the origin of the Joker, but I don't know if it should have been done here. I think, obviously, going into the game, like, the whole thing was that we didn't know that the Joker was going to be in it. Like, there was a big push that it was, like, Black Mask and all of these people. But, yeah, it kind of fell into that hole that, like, what usually happens with the Arkham games, that they just go, like, the Joker's kind of always there, and, like, he's always, like, a guiding force. So yeah, that, like, I'm mixed on that. I think I really liked, because I liked what I saw, but again, I'm like kind of tired of it. I kind of don't know if I would have liked another game and that game be the origin, like, Joker game, and like have them do that instead. I think that would have been better. But still, I really enjoyed that, like, plot still. I think for some negative stuff, this game's very fucking buggy.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there were instances where I were gliding and I just fell through the map. I think
you'd hit a guy into a wall and they'd be stuck there and you couldn't be able to
they get stuck
finish
in the
fight.
wall. Bro, it was so funny. Some of the encounters, I mean, sometimes I would be streaming it on Discord for like you, Harley, to watch or something. And there were times where I was doing the stealth segments and then just have a character just fully clip through into a wall and then just like kind of just stay like T-pose in a wall. It was so funny. But I think that's mainly due to it being a port of the game. Because obviously you can't really play the original now. You've got to port it over, and we played it on PC, like the PC, like the Steam version.
Yeah.
And so obviously some problems are going to happen with that, where they're porting an old game, and like maybe just not much love has been given to the PC port in particular.
Yeah.
But I won't fault the devs for that, because I don't know too much about that. Like, I don't know, because I don't remember these problems being too much of a thing when I played it when I was young. But like, it does persist. But yeah, I think another thing for the boss fights, like there was like they do these things with the Arkham games where they have kind of like a lack of lock-on, but they kind of have like a soft lock-on thing where like you don't manually lock onto people, the game kind of does it for you. Because the game's more rhythm-based on like how you attack people, then you counter, like that's kind of the combat style. But like when it comes to fighting bosses, I found that to be a bit of a problem. I don't know if you guys would chime in, but like for me in particular, the big bosses, like Bane and Killer Croc, like those types that like charge at you and things like that. There are a lot of instances where in my playthrough, the camera, like felt like I had to fight the camera.
Right.
Yeah.
To get around the boss, and it fell into a few problems. And yeah, like forced camera movement is a huge thing in this game. You don't really do a lot of effort of manually moving the camera, even when just exploring. And for me, sometimes that annoys me because I like to have the freedom of movement and like the freedom of moving my camera. But I think one of my biggest kind of annoyances that I picked up on this game is I don't like not being able to like walk and talk to the characters. When I play the game, like when you're in missions, there's like usually segments where you go to talk to Alfred, and like in those segments you can't do anything. You have to just like talk to him, and then like walk around in a circle, and then like wait until the dialogue's over and then move on, because like the place you're at isn't big enough or long enough to facilitate like doing something and like have it not be a problem. Because imagine you're on a long corridor and then you walk to the end of the corridor and then the conversation finished at the end of the corridor, you wouldn't really notice it that much. But because it's like, I remember just going into a building, opening a door, and before I could open the next door and I'm in this tiny room, I have to talk to Alfred for like 4 to 5 minutes, and like you can't walk and talk and do shit while talking to someone, which is something that the Spider-Man games do differently, because you can walk and talk and do whatever at any time. Like, it doesn't disturb you. And I felt like that was, like, kind of annoying to me, because it felt like it really slowed the game down and the pacing. To have to, like... You almost feel like you have to wait for the dialogue to end. So then you're kind of losing engagement in, like, what the story's being, like, happening.
It's like the game wanted a cutscene to happen there, but they didn't have the patience or the desire to make a cutscene, to animate the cutscene. It's just like, this bit of the story needs to be told, so let's just make them so they can not go anywhere. They have to stay right there. Sit, puppy, sit.
Yeah.
And listen, and now go. But does that happen in other Arkham games? Sorry.
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
So I wonder if it's just a Rocksteady thing.
I think less in... I want to say less in Arkham Asylum, but I might be wrong.
Because, like, the only other experience I have with Rocksteady is, for a little look behind the curtain, whilst my PC was getting fixed, we fucked around and played a little bit of Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Just to hate play it, but we had a little bit of a good time, but sometimes not really. But that happens a lot as well, where you just locked into this conversation and you cannot do anything. And in a game where like there's so much movement, even in Batman Origins, it's just like, let me at least just like fucking glide around, bro. Like, just for fun.
But there are times like, when you talk, like, he has, like, you tell because he has to put his like fingers up to his ear, like his earpiece thing, and like it locks you out of doing anything. You can't like open other doors or do it like move around a glide or anything if you're in those segments. You can glide around the map and talk to like Alfred in like just the casual setting, but like when it comes in when you go into actual levels, you kind of just get stuck like sitting in a room waiting for the door to like you open the door, and it was kind of annoying. But that's my big complaint, I think. But the other things I'll talk about, I've spoken enough. The other things I'll talk about, they will come up later.
Cool.
But I'm curious to see what your thoughts are.
Me? Well, as I've said before, I'm a huge Batman fan. I've played these games before. I completed this game in like 2 days, I think. I was pretty impressed with what I did. What should I say? I think the first thing I'm going to do is defend the Joker point.
Okay.
Because I also feel this too, but for the context of the game, I understand that it is frustrating that the Batman franchise or Batman things can't let go of the Joker. It is tiring, it is boring at this point, and I understand that. But I think getting rid of that and the context of the game, I don't think the game would have been as good if the Joker wasn't in it. That's my strong argument. Because the game is called Batman Origins. And the whole franchise of the Arkham games is the relationship between those two characters. It is a main focus.
Right.
So it totally makes sense if this is the first one, it shows how they met. I totally go with it, and I think a lot of the cool features in this game wouldn't been as impactful if it was another villain, personally. For example, there's lots of quick time events which are great, like random quick time events or random scenes that happen in the game which are really cool. Like, for example, when the Joker's blown off the roof and you as Batman have to jump down and save him and just punch him a bit. There's cool little cinematic moments which are like that. I do have a small gripe, which I think some of those moments should be a little bit longer than just one punch, but hey-ho. Yeah. And also exploring, the relationship between the two of the Joker, realising Batman's like flaws or his thing where he doesn't kill people and exploiting that is a cool avenue that's explored. I think also the cool little sequence where you see the Joker's like mindset and mind in the therapy section, and you see him how he perceives Batman is cool as well. I think that the bit at the end, that I think the best part of the whole game is beating the shit out of the Joker, just repeatedly chucking him around the room, is a fucking fantastic moment in that game. And I don't think that would have been as impactful for any other villain, personally.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I want to add, like, again, I think the plot and everything in this game is good. Like, I think those segments were really good. My main gripe, and this is also a thing, is that for some reason when playing this game, it did not feel like the Arkham Joker whatsoever to me. Unfortunately. Like, and there's a lot of reasons for that. Yeah. One, obviously, a huge one is that it's not Mark Hamill. So, like, that's something that you have to kind of grasp it. But also the design of the character and the way the character acts is extremely different. And it's like something to me that it felt like a weird imitation of the Joker for some reason. Because, like, he's not like the Joker yet. Is like kind of the, I guess, vibes. He's a very different character, because if you try and picture him and then him from like Arkham City, different people.
Yeah, but wouldn't that make sense though? Because it's his first time being the Joker, and it explains how much he's changed between. No,
but like that's
I think that
the
makes
thing.
Sense, yeah.
I think that's like the kind of, not this is a bad thing, but kind of almost like the cop out answer. It's just like it's a prequel. but it's just a lot about the character to me. It just kind of felt off. It just felt like someone else, and like for some reason I couldn't connect those two characters together because it felt like there was a portion I'm severely missing. Like I think the point from Arkham Origins to Asylum, there's like a huge gap there that I would like in future to perhaps be a game somewhere there. Because there's a huge gap there.
I think it is down to the design and the look of the game, because it is a lot different from the Arkham games.
Yeah, they changed a lot of the kind of art style they went with.
I think that's, for me, the huge thing that's different. But apart from that, I don't really have a problem with the difference of the two. You get what I mean with the Joker?
Right.
My thing with the Joker, if you don't mind, is that like maybe this is like me saying that criticizing the game for having Joker being a thing is probably not really a criticism on the game itself having Joker being a thing.
Yeah,
I think it's just like how media uses Batman as a whole.
Yeah,
and
I think it is that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just like maybe I would have been fine if the Joker was in this, if he wasn't in fucking everything else.
Yeah,
because yeah, sure, Joker is probably the best villain ever written. Yeah. Like I think
iconic.
More the most iconic. Yes, I think that's a fair argument to make. But like, I'm sure there's so many writers who have written so many good other Batman villains who haven't been used nearly as much as the Joker.
Yeah,
that maybe could use some like fucking limelight. And maybe if they're not as good as the Joker, but like they have a cool concept, maybe just give them a little bit of a rewrite, and probably gonna be fine.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like, just like a new introduction, just something new.
Like something that I think is also huge with this game, which in my opinion is what I enjoyed a lot more, was everything to do with Bane as a character.
Yeah, Bane was great.
He was way more threatening in this game. They did such a good job with Bane in this game. I think in the latter half, I don't know if I was the biggest fan of like the ending portion.
Yeah,
like in the little room.
Yeah, in the like room. Like I think there could have been a little bit more something, but I would have been perfectly fine if Bane was the big villain of this, because I mean, one of the best cutscenes and scenes in this game is to do with Bane, and it's because of Bane. It has nothing to do with the Joker.
Yeah.
Like when he again, spoilers, when he breaks into the Batcave and fucking like kills Alfred, like that shit was honestly peak, bro. Like that whole segment, like the relationship between Alfred and Bruce, and then how Bane interrupts that, was like so good.
The game does the relationship between Batman and Alfred really well. I think it's a huge highlight of this game as well.
And like the narrative standpoint of using the electrocutioner's gloves to revive Alfred, who's been killed by Bane, right? And then having to then use the same gloves to revive Bane, who is about to die, who just killed your butler. It was I think that's sick. I think that was such a cool plot point, and I think if that was built on more, and that was more of a thing, and it was more impactful, genuinely, I would have been fine if Bane was the big guy, like in this plot in particular,
because him a little bit more. Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with that.
He was such a good like antagonist, and he was so different as well, because like it's a very similar thing you say, is that the Bane, like in this game, is how he gets to the point that he is at in Asylum, because at the end of Origins you see like his whole transformation. So then for me it's a little bit more coherent from Origins to Asylum, because they do a really good job at explaining like how his mind deteriorates and all of this stuff, and like it also allowed them to do so much more with the character, because they knew that he was gonna lose his memory and stuff at the end of the game and go insane. So like they had the liberty to be like, oh, he could find out his identity and all of this, which is something that like in the other games sometimes doesn't hit as hard, because you know either that character's gonna die or like something else is going to happen.
It is the trope of, oh, you found out Batman's identity, you're going to die. Or get hit on the head really hard.
Yeah.
Batman who?
Yeah.
And so I think they had like some great opportunity here, like to build on that even more and like do more stuff with that. And like the Bane boss fight is the real boss fight of this game, like to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I mean there isn't like a Joker boss fight.
Yeah, no.
But like what they do with the Joker is really cool. And again, like to your point and like connecting back to you, like I do think what they did in this game with the Joker was cool, but to me was just a little bit off. I don't know. I think I would have preferred maybe just more of a highlight on Bane, to be honest.
You're defending the Joker.
You're defending the
Joker.
Joker.
Joker. Yeah, I think my points. I don't think the game would have been as good. Personally.
Yeah, I think your point stands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other goods or potential bads?
I think bads is just the bugs. You can clearly see in the footage in the video format of the podcast that there was a huge bug in the Killer Croc fight, which is quite funny. And you'll see it. And then that's when I knew, oh no, this is going to be a lot of bugs in this game.
Yeah.
But then that's down to the port, as you said, because I don't remember the game having that many bugs when I was playing it back in the day.
Again, like I was younger, so I maybe might not have seen them or just like recollected them as much because it's been a while since I played them. But I genuinely think it's just a port thing.
Yeah, there was a moment when I had to do a mission, and then I had to like fight the people and then interrogate a guy at the end, but then the guy was stuck in the wall, so I couldn't interact with him, so I had to relog and do the whole fucking fight again.
Yeah.
Which sucked. I do feel, coming to the boss battles, there are some good and some which are a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
The best one for me personally is the Deathstroke fight.
Oh, yeah.
Which I also feel that Deathstroke was in the wrong order of this game. I think he should have been later. I don't think he should have been the first fight.
I agree, yeah.
Because Deathstroke's such a cool character, and just like getting rid of him quite quickly was, I think, a huge mistake. In the game development's part, because I think, or you have that fight and then another fight afterwards, because it just felt very, oh, there he's gone, he's chucked out the way now, kind of thing.
I fully agree with you. And like I think also a thing, like the marketing push for this game included Deathstroke. I remember there was a trailer that was like all about Batman like doing this crazy fight with like Deathstroke, and everyone was like, this is fucking sick. Like this was everything we wanted, and I would have loved if Deathstroke was more of a like permanent threat in the game. And was dealt with like honestly, if the order was, you know, where you fight Bane at the very end, and that was Deathstroke instead. And then you do the Titan sequence maybe afterwards or something. If honestly, that might have been better.
If Deathstroke became like Bane's right hand, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do it like that kind of format.
Because what you end up doing with the Bane fight, unfortunately, is when you fight Bane again, you just kind of do the same boss fight.
Yeah.
So they could have taken that opportunity. It's literally in a ring in a stadium, the same arena they used for Deathstroke. They could have just used Deathstroke. But I would have loved if he was more of a threat. I think that would have been sick, because they literally use him almost as a tutorial boss, and it's dumb.
Because none of the bosses are like that.
None of them are like that.
Yeah.
No.
And I fucking love Deathstroke as a character, and he was like, to see him not get like properly used was so annoying, and he never ever got.
I remember when I played this when I was younger, and like just struggling on this boss, and I'm talking about it in school, saying this boss was really hard, kind of thing, and then coming back to it and just fucking kicking his ass.
Yeah. Like, but I will say, like, he is a challenge.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely. Well. I struggled quite a bit.
And I feel like throwing the player at him for the first boss is like kind of diabolical. I mean, obviously there's the cheap boss, which is the electrocutioner, which was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'll never get over that.
Yeah,
fucking
I have
fight.
no problems with that as well.
I think that was perfect.
Amazing.
With the electrocution, I think that was so funny.
What are the other bosses in this game? Killer Croc was easy. That's just the Bane fight in some regards, which is annoying.
I can't remember their name, but the assassin,
Oh yes, the one you just have to find and then free the police officers and then find in the tower. Yeah, that was a bit meh.
Kind of lackluster.
Yeah,
I think they could have done more with that instead of making it just side content.
Yeah.
I think
Deadshot was also one of them. That one's okay for me personally because I don't
think I encountered Deadshot.
Yeah, you should have because it's a side mission thing. No,
I don't think I did all the side missions though.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a side mission.
I genuinely think I missed.
Basically,
which again, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's a helicopter gets shut down, and you have to like do the detective, like crime scene stuff to find where the bullet came from. You find out it's Deadshot, and then there's like other murders, and you track him down, and then he goes to the bank, and you just have to like, get rid of all his goons, and then stop him from killing a hostage, which is kind of recycled from Arkham City, which is annoying, as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a discussion that will come later.
Well, yeah,
I think that's a big thing.
I think the Copperhead fight was okay.
Yeah, Copperhead.
I just felt like it was just a reimagining of Scarecrow's stuff, if you get what I mean. Like
it's
the hallucination stuff, like the sequence, I guess. But then it's just counter, fight afterwards.
Yeah. I think that was their kind of attempt to have a Scarecrow-esque thing in this game, because that is a huge part as well to the Arkham games. Like there's usually kind of a fear sequence or nightmare sequence.
Yeah, nightmare sequence or something, yeah.
But yeah, no.
Like, even if they had the sequence longer and you just have to, fight them in increments instead of this one huge, just fucking gang fight of the same illusionary Copperhead that just runs at you all the time and stuff. I feel fair. It would have been a bit more, flavour-wise, would have been a different structure of boss fight.
I think that's fair.
What other I think that's it. And then there's, other side mission stuff, like Mad Hatter's stuff, which is always good. I
really enjoyed the Mad Hatter segment. Like, I know obviously it's very similar to the City, but I did really enjoy the Mad Hatter stuff. I thought that was fun. It's always one of my favourite segments of any Arkham game because it's their excuse to kind of be as whimsical and crazy as possible.
Yeah, and
you just kind of have fun with it. It was really fun to kind of walk around and do all that shit.
But in all in all, my experience is just I had a good time. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
With obviously the gripes realising about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think again similar here. Like I did have a lot of fun. I did think the plot was good. I mean, again, one of the greatest cutscenes I think, honestly, in the Arkham series was the fight between Bruce and Alfred.
Yeah. Yeah,
100%. And everything to do with Bruce and Alfred in this game was fucking top notch. One of the real highlights of this game.
Alfred, best dad of the year, 2013.
Like it was really good, and I would have loved if that was more of a thing in other games as well, like in the other Arkham games if they did that.
Yeah.
Because they never highlight their relationship, and obviously,
as much,
It was really good, man. I really enjoyed that aspect. But we mentioned it earlier, and I think it's worth mentioning because I think personally it's one of the problems with this game that's quite big is the fact that a big takeaway from this game is kind of a severe lack of making new things for this game. Obviously, you mentioned before that this game was almost like a filler game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it is really obvious if you've played the other games that this is like a filler game because so many reused assets, so many reused tools as well. Like, the equipment in this game is just the exact same equipment from Arkham City, but renamed.
Yeah.
And then, I think one tool's slightly different. The Bat Claw is, slightly different.
Yeah.
Because I think something that was a really eye-opening experience to me was after I beat Origins, I decided to play the other Arkham games, because I got into the Arkham game zone. I got into the Arkham game zone, and I decided to replay the games. And when I was playing City, there were so many similarities that it was just kind of undeniable.
Yeah, I mean the whole
like,
map itself is the Arkham City map, which is the huge
Yeah.
thing.
Like the whole map is
Yeah.
the Arkham City map.
Mm.
You know, all the equipment is the Arkham City equipment.
But with the map,
Reused.
isn't it always Gotham? Am I right?
Yeah. It's
Kind of. I mean, it's set. I mean, this is a difficult one. Asylum, no, because it's an asylum. City is a part of Gotham. That's like
it's like
it's
an
the
old
whole thing.
Yeah, it's an old part of Gotham. So basically, there was too many criminally insane people to be in Arkham Asylum, and because of the Arkham Asylum incident, they had to put criminals somewhere. So they thought, oh, let's just section them off in a city somewhere, and that will be their prison where they could just walk around and roam around. Really weird, but yeah. And then Batman's like, this is stupid. And then Arkham Knight is set in a section of Gotham because Gotham is huge, but like,
I mean, I think Arkham Knight is the Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like the true actual bit of Gotham.
Yeah.
It's like all the Gotham streets, all the boroughs, and all that shit.
Yeah.
But then City and Origins takes place in like a small slice of Gotham.
Right. Please proceed.
But yeah, I think that's a huge takeaway.
Yeah.
Is that unfortunately,
yeah,
it's all very similar.
And the reasons for that, which sucks as well, because you couldn't put it down to laziness, I guess, but it's just the fact that they were on such a small time frame of actually doing this game, is that they just had to grab things from the previous game and reuse them. And I do think it is lazy that some elements of the game are also, like missions and stuff, are just carbon copies from City, which is unfortunate as well.
Yeah, like even some of the maps, I think, are taken from City.
Pretty much.
Like, it's a mixed bag.
It's
a whole thing. It's a mixed bag, yeah. Because you, on one hand, I understand the reasoning, but on the other hand, I have to take it into consideration when ranking the game. Is the fact that it is very similar, and like a lot of reused things. Where I would have liked, like, I think in a dream world, I would have liked this game to have more individuality from that, and like have more interesting areas. Like, I mean, the whole hotel segment was great, and that was kind of its own thing.
Yeah,
that was its own original thing, and that was probably one of the best levels, to be honest. And it was like, I would have loved more of that, because you can tell the love and care that went into that level specifically. When you have like the quick time events, the bosses, the fucking unique camera angle when you're on the helicopter that we all like lost our minds at. I would have loved that to be longer, because that was so cool. That was such a creative use of the camera. To be like flying over, and literally like the game uses the newscopter, like helicopter, like camera, like a news broadcast, and then you fight through the broadcast. It was so cool.
I wish you just stayed in that moment.
This game is filled with lots of new experimental things that I feel like they should have just committed to more, I think. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we need to mention. I guess let's go through the normal stuff.
Guys, do you think this game is worth its price? And
how much
I have
is
the
it?
prices here. It's originally on Steam. This is on Steam. It's $14.99.
Crazy.
However, right now, it has, like, let's say as we're recording, I don't know how long this is lasting, until the 26th of Feb. I don't know if this podcast is gonna last till then, or gonna be out before then. It's an 80% discount, so it's at $2.99 right now.
Okay. I got it on a deal, like for £2. I got all the games for like a £5, I think. I might be wrong. Or like altogether £5, like all the games for Steam.
I think for Origins particularly, I think this is a game that is definitely a sale game.
I mean, I think I always say, if you can get shit on discount, get shit on discount.
Yeah.
But like this game for $2.99, bargain.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like when there's all those problems, reused assets, all that shit. Fucking, it's a sweet story. It like, sweet. I mean, sweet is the wrong term, but it's like, it's like it's a good enough story. Like if it's £1 per day that you probably will play the game.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if
like,
the deal will still be there when this comes out, but I think you should.
Yeah.
Because also it also has a DLC which is fairly good too. I know you guys didn't play it, but I did. Which is very good. Focuses on Mr. Freeze and that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think another thing I just want to smallly mention before we go into ranking is that when this game originally came out, it's not online anymore.
Yes.
But there was an online thing of this game where it was like...
Yeah, I was gonna mention this.
Yeah.
This, to me, the online thing of this game is one of the things that made this game. I think. I played a shit ton. Basically, the premise was you play in like these custom-made like maps. They're original to that game mode. A bunch of custom-made maps, and you play as goons, like for the bad guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you're playing, you have the opportunity to unlock these doors that make you turn into the villains. So you can play as Bane and like the Joker, and they have like different movesets and shit. And you have like guns and stuff, and you're fending off. But the real crux is that at the start of the match, 2 people are picked out of the player base, and they play as Batman and Robin. And what you do is you gargoyle around and play an actual stealth sequence, but against actual people.
That's actually sick.
Yeah,
it was fucking awesome.
It was
great. And it was one of the like. So I have so many fond memories of that game. I played the shit out of that fucking game.
We'll see if we can get footage to show.
I'm
as well.
devastated that it was shut down.
Yeah,
I'm actually devastated. I understand why, because the game literally died and it's like ancient.
Yeah.
But man, was it so good.
Yeah. And you can unlock different skins from different Batman comics and stuff. It was cool. You
get all the different costumes. I think you could. I don't know. Might be wrong, but I think you could customize your character as well.
You could.
But,
yeah.
You
like, I want something like that now. Like, the next Batman game was probably.
It was really cool.
I want that.
It was so cool. Like, and I think that was a huge thing that WB Montreal leaned into when they made the game originally, is that they like delved into then doing the multiplayer thing and like packing the multiplayer thing with content. And it was like, again, it was sick, man. Like, maybe this is the nostalgia talking, but it was actually terrifying. Like, we recently, like we mentioned before, we played Suicide Squad, and there's a segment in that game that is very similar to that game mode, where when you're in the museum at the start and you're running around, and you know, when we kept getting like fucking taken up by Batman and like silent takedown and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that, but a multiplayer game. Like, there was someone going around and doing it. And, like, I think Batman and Robin have only one life, so if you kill them, you win. Like, that was the kind of thing.
But they're OP.
Yeah. Yeah, they're OP. And then there's, like, another thing you could do. It's like Dead by Daylight. Is another way I could kind of explain it. Because you had to escape them. It was It was such a crazy experience, and like, honestly, was one of the things that sold the game for me, and I'm so sad it's gone.
Yeah, it's alright, man.
But yeah,
right,
if that was there, worth full price.
But not £15.
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
just wait. If you really want it and you just missed out on this deal, just wait until like spring or whatever.
They usually go on sale.
And I would generally recommend all the other Batman Arkham games. Yeah. Because they started the superhero franchise for gaming.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the thing.
I'll start. Out of 10, I'm gonna put this game because it didn't take me too much time, and the fighting was satisfying at points, sometimes a little bit frustrating. I'm gonna put this game at a solid 7. A 7. Not bad. Next.
I guess I'll go next. I've said a lot in this episode, but I think this was a really enjoyable game and like a short experience. As like a singular experience, it was really good. I mean, we didn't talk about it, but the theme song fucking bangs.
Yeah,
the soundtrack's really good.
Yes.
The combat's good. You know, it's kind of what you can typically get from a Rocksteady game. It's just slightly different. I think the only thing though that really kind of takes down my rating of the game, like in reality, is the bugs, and the whole thing we talked about earlier about the game being mostly compiled from, you know, reused stuff, just from Arkham City, and it like not really exploring anything new there. That really kind of took me out of it a little bit. I kind of wished in an ideal world there was a little bit more there, but I think if you're playing it as a singular experience and you're not like, you know, playing them with considering the other games in mind, I think it's really good. So I'll probably give it like a 7 as well.
Interesting.
Ooh.
So for me, the story is fantastic. I think it's really good. The other things I also have to consider is the fact that lots of things are reused and some a bit the same, and there's some things that are a bit lackluster, which is sad. And I also want to consider the other games in my rating of the Arkham games and how I would rank the others. And personally, you're going to be surprised at this, I am going to rate this game a 6.5 because of all the problems that we encountered and stuff as well that I need to consider, and also comparing to if I were to rank the other games.
Here's the thing, I was considering doing the same, but throughout talking with you guys, I was a little bit more lenient.
Yeah.
So it's
maybe the online brought it up, the memories of it.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess you're not as big of a fan of Batman. I guess I'm
not this particular game.
No, Holly, I think I'm a bigger Batman fan.
That's messed up that you hate Batman.
Stronger than good candidates, what can I say?
So, because there's 2 7s, 1 6.5, are we happy to keep it at 7?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, Batman Origins in a chill-in rating is a 7 out of 10. Woo! And that has been it for season 1 of all. We have done all 12 games.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we
it.
did
Finally, that's it for season 1.
We finished the games, guys.
We did
We set out to, you know, do the goal of play a game a month, and we did do it.
The podcast just didn't come out on time.
The podcast didn't come out on time, but we did do it in the time frame.
We completed the mission. We did it.
We completed the mission. But I think before we kind of start to think to wrap up the video, I think it would be, you know, for the loyal viewers who stayed here for this long, hearing us yap about Batman. I think we talk a little bit about what we're gonna do moving forward, mainly talking about season 2.
Right.
I mean, I think a big thing, you guys can chime in whenever you want.
Yes.
But I'll just kind of go through a few things. I think the big thing, we've loved doing like the game stuff, you know, and like playing a game in the month and reviewing it and stuff. We have enjoyed that, but we have also seen its cons, and the time soak into it was quite intense for certain months. And to be honest with you guys, we've been making a lot, as you might have seen on the channel, we're doing other things now, and we're trying to branch out and do a little bit more content. And to be honest, it's hard to find the balance between doing all of this and also making all the other content. So there's going to be a little change of format moving forward. We're going to be running like shorter podcasts. We haven't really nailed the length yet. I mean, they'll probably vary depending
an
on
hour
what
or
we're
less,
doing.
probably.
Yeah, it'll probably be an hour or less. I think that's probably what we're aiming for. And we're going to be focusing on more like personality-based content. I think these 12 episodes, you've got to like know us a little bit. So now we can, be a little bit more chill and talk about things we're interested in. I think we all agree that one of our favorite parts about the podcast is like the general chat and like just discussing media in general. Like whether that is, games, movies, TV, or anything we've done. Like I remember we talked a lot about Deadpool and Wolverine and the state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe one time. Like, honestly, that was really fun. I would love to do more of that. And I think that's one of the things we're going to take forward, is a little bit more personality-based stuff. We're going to be opening up the pod as more of like a monthly catch-up on some of the stuff we've been making. Again, as I mentioned earlier, we're making a lot of videos.
Backlogging.
We've been backlogging. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in the works, and I don't know, I feel like it would be fun to talk about. Some of the progress or some of the things.
Yeah, because like this season 1, like it was a premise that we discussed of like, I think it's a cute idea to play a game for a month and talk about it at the end. But what that ended up happening is like we all have lives. And I think it does reflect in some of the episodes that like, especially when, for example, myself and Holly weren't able to finish some of the games, or just myself, or just Holly, or whatever. Yeah, like. It's like it's difficult to commit to a lot of that. So like this transition to a personality-based podcast / content will make it a lot more doable. And because we have been enjoying making these podcasts, of course, and making content and seeing how people also react to different content, such as the deep dives and stuff, where it's more. It's even further opinion based content. Like we love sharing our opinions and discussing them, and maybe people have different opinions. Like they can put in the comments, and there's a discussion there. But yeah, that's going to be a bit of a shift. We're not sure on when things are going to be coming out yet. Gotta keep up with us.
We've been cooking.
We've been cooking. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But I think also you mentioned, the viewers that have stuck by us and stuff, and have been supporting the channel. And like, I think it'd be nice. Like, fuck it. Shout out to the viewers. And shout out to like our friend Kat, who's been commenting on all the videos.
Basically every single one. Yeah.
Yeah, the support means a lot. So thank you very much. I'm glad. That people enjoy the content, and I'm excited to make more stuff going forward with you guys. I think we've got a lot of fun stuff in the works, and
we'll see what.
I think
works.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll find out. We'll see.
And just before we finish up, we'll do a final chill in overall rating of each game. We're gonna go from bottom to the top to see which one is the best game that we played this year. Okay. If you didn't watch every single podcast,
because I don't remember any of the rankings. So what?
I got them all here.
Will they all appear on screen, or
they'll appear on screen as I mentioned.
Okay, gotcha.
From bottom to top. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes.
So, last place.
Yeah.
With a score of 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was BioShock, the horror game.
Yeah.
It got very low scored. We did not enjoy it as much. Someone in particular, I'm putting both my thumbs and myself. So yes, BioShock's at the bottom. Then swiftly after, we have FNAF. We have FNAF at 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I guess we're not big fans of horror stuff.
I think someone in particular might be.
Someone in particular with 2 big thumbs pointing at himself. Then we have Fallout 4, actually at 6.5. I think it was one of those games where we didn't play a lot, mainly being Harley. So we probably weren't able to give it like
the most
in-depth review. Yes.
Yeah.
And then tied, we have Borderlands 2 and Batman Origins at 7. They're tied, and then Borderlands. I remember we have a bit of a rough experience in the sense of it's an old game, man, and the mechanics were a bit dated, but we had some good times, and you just heard what we did with Batman, what we found good with Batman, and then following, and maybe surprising to at least one of us, Persona 5 at 7.5. 7.5, beating Batman Origins and Borderlands 2. Then afterwards, we have the first one, Hades, at 8 out of 10. Whoop whoop. Love me some Hades. And then Hades and Elden Ring. They're both in the same one at 8 out of 10.
Interesting.
Both together. Sweet. And now going to the podium, I suppose. At
here we go.
The bronze medal of all games that we played in 2024. Baldur's Gate at 8.5. Baldur's Gate 3 at 8.5, getting the bronze medal. Silver medal goes to Zelda Breath of the Wild with a 9 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game that took us all by nostalgia and love and admiration with a golden medal with a 10 out of 10 is Minecraft. Boop, 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 boop.
That's fair. That's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so these are all the games that we played this year.
Would we
I don't know if there's any. Yeah, would you change any? Yes. Please let us know in the comments.
Yeah. I think personally, if Minecraft wasn't filled with nostalgia we did with Minecraft, I think Breath of the Wild deserves that top spot.
Yeah, well, probably will be like the top one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We did but I remember our argument was that like Minecraft can literally be any game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it's like.
I think my thing. I stand by it. I think I stand by the list.
Yeah.
I think Minecraft. Yeah, it was good because it can be anything.
I personally put Persona a bit lower.
But yes, let us know if you change anything and will you change it to. Have you played all of these games? Have you played none of these games? Feel free to play them and let us know.
I hope we introduced you to new things that you may.
Yes, maybe some games you didn't think of playing.
Guys, I completely missed one of them.
What?
Sorry, tied in bronze with Baldur's Gate 3. Is Metal Gear Solid? I do apologize.
Oh my god!
Metal Gear Solid. Almost
Shit.
like I have it here, but it's not like in order. I put it in order that it came out, not the rating.
Should put it in order.
Yeah, I should have put it in order. But yes, Metal Gear Solid is there as well. There you go.
Fucking classic game. I love Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, that was a sick game.
Which we covered a lot of different genres as well. I think if you tried to.
Yeah, I think we covered a fair few like genres.
I don't think any one is like the other.
Yeah.
Maybe the most similar is Borderlands and BioShock.
Yeah.
Because like first person shooter, but other than that, and maybe Fallout 4 as well. But other than that, I think they're all pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy that we got to do this.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to return to some of the games that I didn't get to finish because
we return to Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah,
we could do it.
No, I think I want to give that game more of a go.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Yeah.
But well, this has been season 1 of the Chillin' podcast.
We did it.
We did it. We have been chillin', and you chill out.
Never.
Oh,
you thought,
dude, it was the season finale.
It was gonna be so cool.
No.
That's really fucked that you fucking didn't do that. You little shit. I hate you. You know what? I'm leaving the podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. Deleting the channel in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Bye bye.